France and Germany, from German unification until German reunification, are an enemy, one way or another. Only after the German reunification that France and Germany can truly and fully end their rivalry and start cooperating. But what if this never happened? Hi everyone, this is fictional history, and something that we never find is a full scenario where German Empire allied itself with France, or at least when we write this script. We never find any, so we took it to our own hand and make it ourselves. To start off, this is unrealistic but somewhat plausible to happen. Back in the Franco-Prussian War, the Prussians seized the territory of Alsace-Lorraine after their victory. This is our relation with France for a long time. Now we can make the Prussian to not take the territory, but it's extremely difficult as Bismarck want to unite the German people under one nation. And Alsace-Lorraine back then was inhabited 90% by Germans. But another reason is because after the Napoleonic War, France always seems as a large threat to the European balance, especially to Britain. As such, Britain and every single other country try to contain France as to not make another Napoleon again. But ignoring the realism about that, how could Germany and France cooperate? How could the German and France not start their rivalry? What we will change is to make France does their Francification process a more focused on Alsace-Lorraine. It could happen a long time ago, maybe from the Napoleonic era, maybe in the Middle Ages, but let's just keep it simple and make the population of Alsace-Lorraine more French. To make sure by the time of the Franco-Prussian War, the population of Alsace-Lorraine was at least 50% French, but ideally it is 70% or 75% or more. This way it make it more controversial if the newly formed German Empire try to annex land that is not even a German majority. This alliance has several advantages. First, it completely removed threat from war for both sides, closing in Germany's western border and French eastern border. Second, this will ensure Germany colonies. Because Germany didn't have much sea access, but because the French is an ally, they would allow Germany to use their port, thus making a German blockade by Britain much harder. Lastly, France is more useful than Austria-Hungary. As French population is more unified, they have a more powerful military, and that French is a colonial power which can possibly help Germany in their colonial expansion. Britain at this point would have feared a strong Franco-German alliance that will dominate Europe. Thus, Britain will assert more influence over Belgium and Luxembourg, going as far as turning them into a protectorate, under justification that Belgium was built for a buffer between Prussia and France, but that there is no Franco-Prussian rivalry, they will start to threaten Belgium's sovereignty. Scramble of Africa will likely less in the British favor as France, Germany, and even Portugal, which traditionally was a British ally, teamed up against the British. They desire a north, since the British desired a north to south colony, while France, Germany, and Portugal desire a west to east colony. And with Franco-German relation being positive, we might see Britain back down over this or face a total war. The alliance I sure will happen is of course Franco-German alliance, but it's difficult to tell what countries allied with who. After all, the two biggest rivalry in Europe have completely disappeared, and the butterfly effect is going to be insane. After much thinking, this is what I think the site would be. France, Germany, and Austria make the Triple Entente, while Britain, Russia, and Italy will form the Triple Alliance. And I don't see much will change in the Balkans and the alliance as well. This alternate Great War doesn't need to be with the assassination of Franz Ferdinand. It could be anything like Britain didn't backing down over the scandal of Africa, which is likely the Italo-Ottoman War or any of the Balkan War. But for the sake of simplicity, I'll pick the historical Great War. Again, it's not realistic, but I don't know how to make another Great War. But the change of alliance will be a little different. Austria declare war on Serbia, Russia declare war on Austria, Germany and France declare war on Russia, and Britain declares war on bringing Belgium as well as Luxembourg. Meanwhile, Italy, Ottoman, Bulgaria, and Romania will remain neutral. But Ottoman neutrality is not to be. As in the late 1914, they join in the side of the Entente, and as 1915 rolls in, Bulgaria joins in the side of the Entente too, capitulating Serbia. While in Belgium, the British would use it as a landing pad for British troops, but they quickly get fumbled and get thrown out of the continent. And in the Eastern Front, Russian will fumble even harder as they will be less industrialized because of the British in this scenario wouldn't aid them as much in their industrialization as France is in our world. But after the Brusilov offensive into Galicia is a success, the Romanian will join in the side of the Triple Alliance. And with Romanian entry, the Italian would enter to help. But instead of helping, they would be pushed back into Venice. So yeah, the war will look like an Entente victory, but there's a secret Triple Alliance victory I'll cover later, maybe in the next video or so. So this is how I think the Entente could win. Remember, the blue is the Entente and the red is the Triple Alliance. Start from Africa. This is how it will be divided up, with France getting most of the land and Germany making some kind of Middle Africa or something. In Asia, Germany will take British Pacific Islands and Papua. Meanwhile, France will take British Malaya, border region with French Indochina, and in Europe is where we focus the most. Germany will puppet all of Eastern Europe aside of Russia, of course. France will take Bologna, part of Belgium, and puppeted the rest of Belgium. Austria will puppeted Serbia, Montenegro, as well as taking Venice. Bulgaria will get most of their desired land, while the Ottoman will get the southern Caucasus, Cyprus, Sinai Peninsula, and the British possession in the Middle East. Now, the fascinating thing about this world is that Britain is actually losing a lot of land, unlike if Germany wins alone. And that is because France is just such a beast in colonialism that they are the only one that could challenge Britain. Anyway, thanks again for watching this video. I hope you like it a lot and I hope you the best day ever. Goodbye.